Coming to theaters this Friday comes the inspiring true story of a man seeking redemption. This is my review of Joe Bell. We follow the true story of a small-town working-class father who embarks on a walk across the US to crusade against bullying after his son is tormented in high school for being gay. Now, before I start with my review, let me know what you think of this film. If you've seen it, it came out in TIFF last year. It is inspired by a true story, so maybe you've heard of the true story, unlike me. So let me know all your thoughts down there in the comments below. Start the conversation. It is always the most important part. And while you're down there, if you're new to the channel, first of all, thank you so much for clicking on this video. And while you're down there, consider clicking the subscribe button if you enjoy this type of content. If you want to see more, it does wonders to get the content out there, and you'll join a beautiful film fan community. Reading the premise of this film like I just did, I omitted a single word from the IMDb description. A word that kind of spoils half of this film, because the first part of this film is really interesting. Very intense. Mark Wahlberg is giving his all in his performance, sometimes in a very subtle way. I really enjoy this performance. I feel it's one of his strongest. He really carries the entire film on his back and all the emotional way that this story has with it. He plays a very simple man, which is honestly something that Mark Wahlberg always plays very well. A small town working class man, and he really nails this role through it all. The story itself is also great. There's an inherent likability to this guy and his crusade against bullying, and there's an inherent way to it all that you feel throughout the narrative, especially as the film unfolds and we start to unlock secrets of his past, how he came to decide to go on this crusade, what his family life is like, and everyone does a really good job. Reid Miller, who plays Jadin, the gay son of Mark Wahlberg, is fantastic in this role, and sometimes he's pushing out the best that Mark Wahlberg is delivering, and whenever these two are on screen together, that's when the film shines the most. And honestly, this is a really small side note because he's not in the movie much, but man, is it great to see Gary Sinise. Again, someone else who plays like working class people very well, the simplest of people very well. He's fantastic in the little screen time he is given. The film, however, takes a huge gamble with its narrative, which involves the one word I omitted from the premise of this film that I didn't know about. I didn't read any premises, I didn't know about the true story, so I went into this basically as blind as I could. I knew it was about a man played by Mark Wahlberg who has a difficult relationship with his son, and that's really it. There's a gamble that they take with this film, structurally speaking, that I think really works in the film's favor. However, that gamble can easily be spoiled through the trailers, through reading the IMDb synopsis of the film, so I don't think they really weaponized this element of the story and the gamble that they took structurally to the film's favor. And when that gamble is finally revealed when the film is happening, it can take a lot of the way from conversations, significant conversations filled with emotional weight and catharsis for our characters. That weight can be diminished and taken away once this reveal comes to a fold. And I definitely think the third act of this film feels rushed. The film runs at 93 minutes, which is usually a great length, but for this film, I could easily have gone for an hour 45, maybe an hour 50 to really let all those reveals and that third act really cement. Obviously, the ending itself I'm not going to spoil, but it's based on a true story, so they had to go with that. But it does feel very sudden. It feels very not rewarding whatsoever, and I think a little bit more time to breathe on this story with this man once he comes face to face with his demons, his sins. Once he comes to that cathartic moment that usually comes in every third act, I think we could have just lingered a little bit more on with him. Joe Bell delivers a significantly strong performance from Mark Wahlberg and an emotional story that has relatable and compelling weight to it all. I think the gamble they take pays off in some ways. I think in other ways it deters the film a little bit. This is nevertheless a really solid watch that I do recommend, and I'm giving Joe Bell a B-. And so those are my thoughts on Joe Bell. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. You are the best. Stay tuned for many more reviews to come very soon. And check out my reviews for the Loki finale for Fear Street Part 3. All great videos are now up on the channel, and I hope to see you soon. And so till the next one, love each other and love the movies.